Yeah. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan the game, and also the Rebel of the Get the Duke, ho. The Rebel of the YouTube Underground, and I'm back on the greatest Call of Duty that has ever been made, ever. No Call of Duty is better than this. Not even Call of Duty 3, but it's a close runner-up. No other Call of Duty is better than this Call of Duty, in my opinion. I don't care what your opinion is. Call of Duty 4 and the whole Modern Warfare series and the games after that suck, in my opinion. I don't care how butthurt you get. This is my channel. I can have my own opinion. I don't have to agree with you. Okay. I just want to get that out the way. But anyway, I haven't posted Call of Duty on my channel in a month and some change, man. Or it might have almost been like a month and a half. But, you know, if I'm going to post Call of Duty on my channel, I might as well post the best one. And that is the original Call of Duty. Well, actually, this is the original Call of Duty with the expansion pack. But that's the reason why I'm recording this gameplay. First of all, I just want to play a good first-person shooter. Every other ones are boring to me. Going back to this, and it actually felt great. I didn't even want to get off of it while I was recording it because I was having so much fun. And it wasn't off of nostalgia. It was just because the game was just good. But, yeah, I saw a few videos from a few bigger YouTubers talking about Call of Duty killing itself off. One is Fisticuffs, of course. And, by the way, retweet this video, too, to, you know, all these bigger YouTubers that I'm mentioning. If you ever seen them talk about Call of Duty dying, retweet it to them. Some might look, some may not because they're cocky. But, saw a few videos from them. I saw a video from my buddy, a really buff llama. Shout outs to him. I will link his channel in the description. Saw a video from him, and he was talking about Titanfall. Now, I would talk about how I thought Call of Duty has already been dead. You know, honestly, I thought Call of Duty was dead since Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 was out. I mean, I played those games competitively, and I played them more than I played, you know, Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I would go back and forth, but I pretty much stayed on Rainbow Six more than I did because, you know, more than I did Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare because the game was just more realistic, and I didn't like the changes that they did on Modern Warfare Call of Duty 4. Now, you see right there, that was a mistake I was making from playing too much of these new FPS games. I was aiming down the sight and trying to spray this guy, forgetting that on this game, aiming down the sight is not your best friend. Hip firing at a reasonable distance is your friend. And the BAR, which is the Browning assault rifle that I'm using right now, is made to aim down the sight. Other than the Bren, the British gun, which is the best for aiming down the sight, but it's the slowest gun that you can have. Like, I mean, not shooting wise, but you move the slowest with it because it's huge. The BAR is pretty much good for aiming down the sight. So just keep that in mind, how bad I was spraying around with a gun that is made for aiming down sight. But anyway, I can mention how I thought that those Call of Duty has already been dead, especially with Homefront. Homefront came out, and I thought Homefront was a better game. I only played the demo, and pretty much all around, if you look at it, it capitalized on what Call of Duty did, but then some. And the problem is people don't give anything else a try, especially if they're Call of Duty fanboys. They're not going to give it a try. They're going to automatically hop on the game, play it. If they see something that they don't like because it's a little learning curve that's different from Call of Duty, they're automatically going to hate the game and get back on Call of Duty and say the game sucks. Or they're not even going to give it a try. And that's what happens with all these other games. All these other games have been way better than Call of Duty, but people just don't give them a try. Battlefield being one of them. Battlefield 3 is way better than Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2. But a lot of people won't give it a chance, and they just find reason to hate the game. You know, they say, oh, it's too much running, there's no kill streaks, and the perks aren't as good, and it's a slow game. Especially the console gamers, I can definitely, you know, respect y'all because, you know, 30 frames per second on Battlefield, and it doesn't look as good. I could definitely understand why you hate it. But all in all, Battlefield is a better game than those two. But, you know, whatever. So my dude, really buff llama, made a video about Titanfall. He was saying Titanfall is going to be the Call of Duty killer. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Well, he's not saying it's going to be. He was asking, do people think it's going to be? And I don't think it's going to be a Call of Duty killer whatsoever. And I'm going to give you my reasons, all right? One reason is, first of all, the game has way too much hype behind it. I don't really understand the hype. I guess it's because these Call of Duty guys are actually getting tired of, you know, seeing how they're being treated with Call of Duty not fixing anything. And they found out that, you know, what are these guys? What is Respawn Entertainment are the original Infinity Ward. So they're expecting, since they're the original Infinity Ward, that it's going to be a game pretty much that's going to be good. It's going to be made by the same people of Call of Duty, so it's going to have the engine that they had on Call of Duty 4, which obviously is the same engine that is being used till to this day, and all that stuff. And don't leave me that comment like, "Oh, they took the engine with them. They took the engine with them." Dude, it's the same engine, man. It plays exactly the same. If you go back to Call of Duty 4, it's the same nonsense. But anyway, they're thinking that it's going to be just as good as Modern Warfare 4 was and all that stuff. So that's one problem I have, because it's going to be the same as that game. If anything, it's going to play just like Call of Duty 4. It's going to play just like Black Ops 2. It's really not going to be any difference whatsoever in the game. So all this hype is just crazy, because it's made by Infinity Ward. It's going to feel like an Infinity Ward game, meaning it's going to feel like Call of Duty. Now, second problem is, okay, when I was watching the gameplay video of Titanfall, you see guys running, using jetpacks and running across the walls like they're Ryo Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden or something. Like, and that's one of the things that most Call of Duty guys hate. Like, when you ask them how they feel about Halo, they'll say, did I say? I don't know, but Call of Duty guys, if you ask them how they feel about Halo, the first thing they'll say is they don't like all that little jetpack futuristic type deal and all that stuff. They don't like all that jazz, with all the futuristic weapons and flying and all that nonsense. Well, Titanfall has abundance of that. You have jetpacks, you can run across the walls, bouncing back and forth like you're some kind of a, parkour, like super parkour guy and all this stuff. And just imagine the quick scoping montages that are going to be on this game. First of all, you got people that can bounce around and do all this crazy nonsense. So you're going to have people that's going to be quick scoping like crazy. And yes, they're going to be it's going to be quick scoping on that game. It's made by the original Infinity Ward. Well, 4 members of the Infinity Ward. And that's a helmet that's bouncing around over there. That joint came from a long ways. That guy got destroyed for it to bounce that far. But it's pretty much going to be quick scoping on this game. I can just pretty much guarantee it. The original Infinity Ward, they created Call of Duty 2. And Call of Duty 2 had the worst quick scoping ever. It was 3 times worse than Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2. And look at this guy lagging. That's the only reason he killed me. Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare. Like, it was insane. Like, all you hear is pow, pow, pow. And, like, as soon as you held your breath, it just stabilized the gun. And people would just take out 3 people in a row that easy. So they were the innovators of the quick scoping mechanic. So it's pretty much going to be in Titanfall. And no, I haven't played the game yet, but nor have you. Before you leave there as a comment, like, you haven't played the game, why you complaining? You haven't played it yet. You haven't played it either, so stop getting all hype. Another thing, man, a lot of Call of Duty players complain about huge maps. Now, this game here had the huge maps, and it had the small maps from the original Call of Duty that wasn't the expansion, which made the game great. Now, they complained about huge maps. Now, watching the gameplay of Titanfall, those maps weren't small. Those maps were huge. When I was watching the gameplay, I thought I was watching like Battlefield 4. Like, it wasn't no difference the amount of running that was going in the game. And people say I don't want to play a running simulator. Well, Titanfall looks like there's a lot of running going on in that game. So that's another thing to think about when Titanfall comes out. The maps are pretty big. They're not as close quarters as you think they are. Second of all, another thing Call of Duty players complain about is vehicles in video games. They don't like vehicles. Most of these are the Call of Duty 4 players who have never played another Call of Duty before then and don't know that Call of Duty have vehicles. Take a look around at this gameplay. This is the very first Call of Duty. So look around, you see the vehicles. Well, it's not the very first, but it's the expansion pack that came out a year later, which is basically like a DLC, what you will call a DLC now. And as you can see, there are vehicles, abundance of vehicles, and the maps are big to better fit the vehicles. And they added new game modes to better fit the vehicles. So think about it. You have these big old mech suits running around. First of all, they're going to be OP. It'll probably take a few shots to take them out, unless you do that weird thing the dude did when he hopped on top of it. It's going to take a few shots to take those things out. So they're going to be running around just destroying everybody. The maps are pretty big. So are you guys really going to enjoy that? Are you going to enjoy anything that's just not close quarters? You see what I'm saying? So that automatically just lets me know that the game is probably going to fail on that note. All right, so vehicles, you got big maps, you got quick scoping, you got jetpacks and futuristic style gameplay, you got people running around on the walls. Are you really going to like that? That's what I'm saying, man. So I don't know, man. This is just my idea. I don't think Titanfall is going to be able to kill it. Oh, and we forgot the big granddaddy of them all. Why it's not going to kill Call of Duty. Respawn Entertainment decided that they wanted to do a exclusive license with Microsoft, with all Microsoft, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. So that right there is going to make it so it's not going to outsell Call of Duty alone. So it's not going to be a Call of Duty killer whatsoever. But like I said, I believe Call of Duty has been dead, since Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. So I could care less. But anyway, leave some feedback in the comment section. I know this was a long video, but it had to be to get all these points across. And there might be some stuff that I actually left out, but my clip wasn't as long as I needed it, so whatever. But leave some feedback, comments, subscribe, all that good stuff. Unsub if you're mad about me talking about Call of Duty 4 and all the other ones after it. But it's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan of gaming, and I'm gone. Bye!